Well, I'm going to take you back now to, I think it was probably the 80s, was it? Very Australian classic dish, apricot chicken, but of course it's my take on it. So this is kind of just a bit of a modern version of it. So into my pan, I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil, and I do have chicken breast for this recipe, cut into nice big chunks. So I'm just going to brown my chicken in the pan, and then I'm using some onions, some garlic, some ginger, some curry powder is going to go in there. Then the trick is not to overcook it. So take your chicken back out of the pan as soon as it's browned all over. Beautiful, lean, high in protein meat to use, but it goes tough if you overcook it. So I'm just going to put a little more oil into my pan and pop in the onions. Use about half that amount. And fry off your onions until they're translucent. And then in with the onions, I'm going to put some garlic and some freshly grated ginger. So these are all really medicinal kind of spices. Garlic and ginger and chili are all brilliant if you feel like you've got a cold coming on or a cough or cold. Good immune boosting kind of spices here. Sometimes I just finely chop. If it's very fresh ginger, you can just finely chop it. But if it's slightly older, you're always better to grate it. Make sure you don't get any of that tougher ginger there. And a teaspoonful of curry powder. And just a couple of sprigs of fresh thyme. I love fresh herbs, so if you've got any space to grow herbs, even if it's just on your windowsill, that is the best way to ensure that they're as fresh as possible. And there's, I don't know, something really satisfying about growing some of your own food, even if it is a sprig of thyme, to put into a dish. And now we are ready. Once that's cooked off just a little, you get the beautiful aroma from the spices. We're going to pour in some chicken stock. I'm not going to put it all in straight away. Just scrape off any little bits from the bottom of the pan, and then just let that simmer down a little. Keep some of your stock. Now, while that's cooking, I'm just using canned apricots. I'm going to use about half of this can, along with some of the juice to make an apricot puree. Canned produce is just convenient and easy, and it reduces food waste. So it's a really good way of getting some fresh fruit into your diet. And a lot of nutrients are preserved during canning. So we're just going to whiz that, blend it to a puree. And it goes with the stock. And we can add our chicken back into the pan, along with any juices that have gone into that dish. Stir it. Pop the lid on and leave that for 10 minutes or so until that chicken cooks through. So meantime, we can get our couscous ready. So 1 cup of couscous, 2 cups of water. Pour over the boiling water. The couscous will absorb all of that liquid, and then you've got it ready to go. And this is a lovely wholemeal couscous, so that you're getting all of that wonderful fibre and B group vitamins, and everything that's in the husk of the grain is in the whole grain couscous. So I'm going to heat this second pan up, pour some oil in here. I've got some red onion this time. And what's nice about this couscous dish is actually it's really good cold the next day. So you could have it as kind of like a couscous salad, add some green leaves to it the next day, so cook more than you're going to have for dinner. And I'm just going to saute off my red onion. While that's cooking, I'm slicing up some eggplant. Dice it up nice and small. So I'm going to cook down these veggies a little bit, add the wholemeal couscous, along with some chopped coriander, some chopped almonds, roasted almonds, season it with salt and pepper, and then we're ready to plate up. Well, that just looks delicious. Bring back apricot chicken, I say. Just pop some of this gorgeous couscous onto the side. See, I modernised it with some lovely whole grain couscous. On the side, we've got some veggies into that too. And then your chicken. So that beautiful apricot sauce over the top. And that looks and smells, by the way, absolutely delicious. Look, it's 80s revival, but I reckon it's worth reviving. Apricot chicken with a whole grain couscous.